Okay. La, 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 la. Okay, so we're starting just a few minutes early tonight. I have a short stream ahead. That doesn't sound right. So this is going to be a short stream. I think I'm only going to be on it for about 45 minutes, maybe an hour tonight. No marathon like we had last time with an hour and 42 minutes. I have some work to do in the morning, and I have to be in Richardson at 8 a.m., which is quite early if you have been used to a very different sleeping schedule because you don't have to be anywhere or do anything because of this whole self-quarantining kind of thing. So anyway, can't be up too late, so I've got to get to bed before too long tonight. But I wanted to hop on because we do the stream every Friday when we can, and that's part of the topic tonight. I alluded to it in the community tab and on Facebook on the community page there. If you have not joined me on Facebook yet, please do so. There's a really great community building on there on the fan page where we're all interacting and getting to know each other and help each other out. It's been wonderful. But I'm going to save that illusion until later with an A, not an I, and we will talk about that a little bit later when we get more people on. I am starting to stream a little bit early, so I'm going to give it about 4 minutes before we get before I start getting rolling all the stuff I wanted to talk about today. Something I want to address pretty quickly that you can watch later, and this will won't matter, doesn't have any bearing on anything. But this is the last time I'm doing a stream like this. I think what's going to end up happening is there's something called Streamlabs, which I've been looking into. And it looks cool, and it's like an updated version of OBS or Open Broadcasting Software. And it looks like I'm going to be able to up the quality quite a bit by using that. We're going to be able to have on screen like super chats and bots and other things that I can do and control and little things. So it should be pretty great for upping the quality of the channel. Justin's here. Hey, Justin. Thank you for being here tonight. So glad you're here. It looks like you are a circle because you're not square. All right. Sounds cool. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I actually found out about it from Nick Nimmin. He's somebody who I watch here on YouTube. If you want to know about growing your channel on YouTube, he's somebody I really recommend spending some time getting to know his content and understanding it. He's put out a wealth of really great information about growing your channel and about different tools available to YouTubers. And he's the reason I use TubeBuddy. Like him a lot, been following him for quite a long time, and he always has really wonderful and useful things to say, and he says them without a lot of fluff. We're getting some people on here tonight. I'm waiting for some more people to chime in. Let me know that they're here. Justin, what was the name of what again? The streaming software, yeah, it's called. Hey, Don, nice to see you. Glad you're here. What's up? The name of the software is Streamlabs by OBS. And the name of the channel is Nick Nimmin. That's the name of the guy. And I'll spell it for you because you'll need that. Nick Nimmin. Like that. He's a very, he knows what he's talking about. So that's going to help upgrade the channel a little bit. We're going to get some really beautiful stuff, some super chat things and some banners and some, reminding people to just subscribe. I've been kind of doing this very primitively, but there's going to be some beautiful polish put on the next stream. I'm going to have some time to practice between now and next Friday, and it'll be gorgeous. If you guys are just joining, we are talking about, some important updates and announcements I have to make and let my viewers know about. The people who show up to the live streams, you guys are the ones who will get it first. And then, this will filter out or whatever, and also make some social media posts about it. But I wanted to talk about it here live with you guys tonight. Some things that are getting shooken up a little bit in the coming weeks. Excuse me. Justin, it is not confusing to learn. If you're talking about Streamlabs, it is. I used to use original OBS software, and that is challenging to use. but Streamlabs is actually extremely easy to use. I think it's really built for gamers. You know, you got all your Let's Plays and that kind of stuff, Markiplier. You know, I don't know if they use the software, but that whenever you see the nice overlays and the picture-in-picture with this other thing on screen, and that's kind of the kind of software that they use. Streamlabs is way easier. I was just playing with it before I came on the stream, and it is super easy to use. It feels like a huge upgrade. It feels like coming from like DOS to, like, you know, Windows 10, right? The way that you do things is a lot easier, and you don't have to know I have to punch this command line in and this thing, and none of that. And in fact, they have a lot of already pre-made templates that are free that you can just use and make you look pretty and stuff. Of course, I'll be doing some finagling and making it branded because, well, you know how I feel about my branding, but it should make it really pretty and much nicer to look at. We still got a few minutes. I think we just hit 10 o'clock. Yeah, so I'm going to let some more people come on, but I do have an important announcement to make tonight to my subscribers, my fan base here, and make sure you guys know what's going on and what we're doing moving forward. Justin is being awesome and sharing all that wonderful insight and things. I appreciate you very much. Yes, if you're watching this and you haven't joined me over, and I know there's a good chance that you're watching this either now or later in the future, and you have not came to the Facebook fan page yet, and you really owe it to yourself. If you want to grow and improve as a performer, you need other people's eyes, and that's what you get on the fan page. You get other people who are all different skill levels, all learning together, all helping each other out. And that is a beautiful thing. And that's why I started that fan page. So you should definitely go check it out if you haven't already. Justin still says, I still don't got the Teespring. Well, let me fix that for you, my friend. Let's go ahead. I don't know what the Teespring is. I have to look it up myself. And Justin's talking about Teespring, which is my merch account. And I'm going to have a new one to add onto there. And I'm going to try to automate some of this, Justin, so you don't have to worry about it as much moving forward. That Streamlabs OBS will allow me to automatically have a bot that will punch the stuff in, and so you won't have to worry about it coming up. You can do less boring stuff and do some more fun stuff. So let's see here. I'm pulling up the store because you're going to need that, at least for now. Who do we got? No, you won't be out of a job. You'll just have you'll be promoted. That's the Teespring right there. I've got some cool shirts. I got this one, which a couple of you guys actually picked up, which is cool. If you guys are on the stream or you watch this later, I'd like to know if you got yours, and post a picture of it over at the Magic Minute Facebook fan page. I'd love to see your merch. Some people bought my face socks, which I just can't believe. It's ridiculous. And I'm still waiting for people to get those and send me pictures of them wearing the merch, because that would be super cool. Who do we got here tonight? We got, oh, hey, Minnie's here. Minnie, how you doing? Nice to see you. Thanks for being here tonight. It's a rare treat that you get to hop on, so I'm glad you're here. Let's see. I think we got enough people on. We're getting in here. We're about 9 minutes in. I think we can go ahead and talk about what's going on. So, some of you know this, some of you don't, but my wife is very pregnant. She is at 38 weeks right now. And anytime between now and 42 weeks, we're expecting to have the kid. The due date is April 29th. But the baby might come sooner, might come a little bit later. And it's really hard to know because the baby comes when the baby wants to come. Because of that, I've been preparing. One of the things, obviously here, the new space that I'm in, this new apartment, is part of that preparation for bringing new life into the world. We got her own bedroom as a girl. And, well, the baby's coming soon, and I don't know when. And it's going to take a lot of time getting adjusted, getting both my son adjusted to the new baby and getting adjusted to a new schedule, having a baby in the house again. Things are going to be different. We're going to have lots of dirty nappies and feeding time and crying at all times of different times of the day and stuff and things that will need my attention. And as a result, it's going to be a little bit harder while we're getting into that routine to make videos and including live streams. I don't know what's going to happen with the live streams yet, but I'm already preparing for the Thursday videos. I actually have been shooting and editing and having a backlog of videos that will come out scheduled each Thursday at noon without having to be there. So that's useful. But it means that I probably won't have much of a presence on social media. I probably won't be responding to too many comments. If I've got the time, I'll be happy to do it. But I'm concerned that you guys might see a drop off in my attention that I can usually give to you. And that's why. The live streams, I don't know what's happening with them. I am intending on being in for the live stream this coming Friday. But after that, I have no idea. That baby might come anytime. I mean, my wife could go into labor right now, and then, we'd still have some time. I could definitely finish the stream because labor doesn't work like it does in the movies. You don't go, oh, my water broke, and the baby flies out. It takes a little bit longer than that. But, it's something that's coming up really soon, and I'm not going to have the time for the channel for a little bit. Some other good news on the horizon. I want to talk about something that I am planning, and I have not forgotten about this, and I mentioned it very briefly, was a video series that I'm doing soon, which is, do I have it here? A dear friend of the channel, Mr. Jim Paradise of the Paradise Pen Company, of Rhino Distribution and Sherpa Pens, sent me this a little while ago. It's a little kit, and it's got some of his other writing implements in it that I want to share with you guys on the channel. And I'm going to do it in a perfect marriage of thank you cards, because last month I was in a pretty rough spot. I'm not doing great now, but I'm doing better. And I certainly got through a very, very, very hard, scary time directly because of your guys' help. A lot of you, I did that video and I said, hey guys, if you can help, got my hands, and you went to bat for me. You really did. You guys picked up merch. You guys sent me donations. You guys came and watched my live stream magic shows and donated to that. And it's because of all of the generosity from you guys that I made my bills last month, and I was able to breathe a sigh of relief. And I have not forgotten. I'm not even close to forgotten that. I will never forget that. And I'm going to be sending out thank you cards to each and every one of you who helped me during this time. And it's a beautiful way to use some of the wonderful stuff that Jim sent me to make sure that gets used, and that I'm making sure I'm fulfilling my obligations to Jim too. I promised him I would use this stuff. So that's coming soon, and I have a friend coming in to help me with that. We just have to wait for social distancing stuff to end. That's why you haven't seen that video yet, is for two reasons. Not because I forgot, and not because I'm not grateful, but because it's something I plan to do with my friend Joe, who's a hobbyist calligrapher and has a lot to talk about in terms of penmanship and also materials, but also, and so I have to bring him I have to be able to bring him here, and I can't. We can't meet. And the other reason is because, well, I'm trying not to block up the post office right now. The thing is the post office there are people who are getting sick, post workers who are getting sick. I don't want to be sending anything that I have to lick out to somebody else right now. And there are much more important things going through the mail right now as far as life-saving implements. So I'm trying to not tax an already very taxed system, and I need all that stuff to kind of die down. That's why I haven't done it yet. Normally, I would send those out immediately. I've been dying to do it, and I have not been able to yet. So I haven't forgotten. I have not forgotten. Don asks me if the patron members will get to see the new edition first. Yeah, sure, why not? I'll see if I can get. Oh, I hate when this does this thing. I love this camera when it works. It's when I shoot on my big, my big camera for videos and stuff, I always set the focus manually because autofocus kind of is terrible. Minnie, thank you. I am glad my bills got paid too. I was really scared there for a little while, and you of all people should know how much help people are giving and how grateful they are to you. So thank you very much. Yeah, I don't. Sure, why not? Patrons will get to see the. We'll do that. We'll call it an unofficial reward. Okay. I'll take some photographs and put them up on Patreon. Yeah, we'll do that. Also, some changes publicly. I'll tell you guys about it. As we're bringing up Patreon, become a talking commercial, but I'm adding even more value to memberships. So I've been playing around with it, and some things, if I take something away or move it somewhere else, I definitely think I need to check with the patrons first. But what I'm doing is just adding value to the existing tiers without taking anything away. I think I might want to do a little shuffle and try to improve and bring even more value in the future and change some things up. But right now, anybody at the all access tier or above is also going to get ebooks. So let me back up a little bit. There's a new, yet another way for me to share a product and things that I'm working on and things that I can share with you guys. It's called Payhip. Was researching a lot of different platforms for sharing digital downloads and that kind of stuff. And I brought that up way before. I'm just starting to get caught up because I've got the time now. This was all stuff that was supposed to happen slowly over this year next, just kind of a slow rollout, but I've had to respond because of my current situation. But Payhip allows me to share PDFs and digital content and all that kind of stuff. So I've been digitizing some of my Magic collection, including Expert at the Card Table, which some of you guys picked up, and also this guy right here, which he has seen better days. When I bought it, it had the paper together. It is very old. This is a printing from 1938. So this is quite an old book. I don't think it was ever meant to last quite this long, but this is a copy that I got from a bookstore in Michigan when I was maybe like 10 or 12 or something. And it is not an easy book to find. And this is something that I digitized as well. It's a cool pamphlet. This book was written whenever sponge balls were new, to give you a kind of an idea. There's a chapter in there about sponge balls and how to make some yourself. Yeah, so it's quite old. But I digitized that. Expert at the Card Table, which a lot of you guys picked up for free. If you have not picked up your copy yet, you can do so by going to Payhip. I'll have stuff for that. In fact, I have stuff for that on the Facebook fan page. That's a good reason to go over there, where you can pick up that with a promo code for free right now until April 20th. Just trying to get through all the housekeeping stuff. What else do I want to talk about? Oh, so why am I bringing up Payhip? So the books will be available, and I'm going to have more coming, but I have 2 right now, more coming as I have the time to be able to scan them, and I have to individually photograph each page, which takes a very long time to do well. And those are going up on Payhip. You can purchase those separately. They're much cheaper than just about any other place that sells them online. And also, patrons at the all access tier or above will get those access to all of the books that I scan for free. So that's something I wanted to let you guys know. I'm bringing it up. That's I want to keep adding value. You guys are wonderful, and I'm so appreciative of each of you. And I want to make sure that you guys are getting what you feel is really good value out of your memberships. Don says, I didn't realize Jean Hewgard had been around that long. Yeah. Jean wrote, he wrote a bunch of stuff. He wrote, well, he's expert card technique, railroad to card magic, encyclopedia of card tricks. He was very, very prolific in his publications. And he also, gosh, what else am I trying to say? I mean, he's kind of like up there with like Ted Anneman, you know, as far as publishing stuff. Ted Anneman like posted a ridiculous amount of magic texts and mentalism texts. And there's actually even, I think, I can't remember which book it's in, but in one of them, it's the forward is by, yep. Encyclopedia of Card Tricks, right there. Encyclopedia of Card Tricks, introduction by Theo Anneman, Ted Anneman. So they knew each other, and they were both wrote a whole lot of books together. Something else I should mention too, anything that I'm selling that's in the, we'll be selling is in the public domain. They are my own physical copies that are then, that are reproductions, 100% reproductions. Any original content that shows up in any of the books will of course not show up. I'm only the reproduction stuff. So let's say there was a foreword written, later, and there's copyright on that will of course not show up in the book because, well, I don't have the permission from the author. But anything else, public domain, just trying to put them all in one place, make them easy for you guys to access. And I'm trying to put the work in, because the thing is I have a lot of these texts that I've already bought, and I'm not going to then take PDFs that I bought and then just resell the same PDF that I bought. That wouldn't be cool. So I'm actually taking the work to find the original text or reproductions of the texts in a lot of cases, and then do my own publishing and actually put together to make it. So I'm actually putting some effort into it. I think it's just responsible, ethical to do that, to put the work in instead of just recycling something and then passing it back through again. I want to make sure that you guys I'm putting the work in to make it worth me asking for the asking price. Let's check the thingies here. What do we got? We got Justin says I can do the slip shift and the clip shifts, but I struggle with the bottom deal. Hey, that's in freaking, I don't know where it is, but it's an expert. Oh, it's right on my desk. It's an expert at the card table. I'm pretty sure I broke something. Yeah, that's an expert at the card table, but it's under second deals, and it's something that Gildis brought up. Thank you, Gildis. I know you're going to watch this later. You're the best. Gildis left a message talking about where you could find bottom deals. So that's actually under the chapter for second deals in Expert at the Card Table. So thank you, Gildis, for making that note and being helpful. Yeah, it's a hard move, man. It's something that I actually made a video on. I called it Richard Turner like card moves. And let me bring this down here so you guys can see this. Do a little workshop right now. Why not? Hey, chill out for a second. I'll be right there, okay? Give me one moment. Don't go anywhere. I'm coming back. Now, Justin, one thing I'll tell you is that it doesn't really matter. I mean, I can't think of any instance where I've actually needed to use a real bottom deal. I'm sure there are effects that use it, and there are people who are, I'm far from the world's expert on anything. I just know what I know really well, and I have reasons that I've come to why I think that my way is the right way. But I'm just one guy, and I'm gonna make you all sick. I'm gonna close this. The stream's not dead. I just don't want to give you guys, Star Trek earthquake, getting hit with photon torpedo things. Let's go ahead and make this pretty. I'm gonna bring this guy down here. I'm still here, guys. Don't go anywhere. I know this is awkward, but if I had Streamlabs, this wouldn't happen. See? That's why we keep talking about this. All right. There we go. Let's not get my crotch in the shot. Let's go ahead and do a thing. So the bottom deal that I teach on my channel in the Richard Turner video, is this one. Now, of course, I'm doing that with a full deck. The one I do, and the one that's in Erdnase, I think he talks about doing it with a full deck too, but really it's a lot better with a smaller pack because you're then able to actually do the motions without much trouble. That's what my bottom deal looks like. It's far from perfect. It's not. I've seen some other ones. I've seen strike bottom deal. That's the one I use. If you're playing a real card game, you'd be getting down to, you'd be dealing a couple hands or whatever. And then you would at some point get to the last or get to a smaller pack, and then you would be able to execute the bottom deal without too much. But from a full deck to start, it can be kind of challenging. There's just, unless your hands are massive, to get the right size, you need to, or to the cards correctly, rather, you need to be able to hold on to this whole upper edge here. But to hold the cards the correct way for doing the deal and allowing your fingers to get them underneath and do the buckle and all that kind of stuff. My fingers are just not long enough. My hand is not large enough, and I have normal sized hands. So there's that. But it's worth learning. Whoa, and look at that. Oh, geez. Let's see if we can just pop this on over top of my monitor instead of having to take it back down. Can I do that? Can I do that? Yeah, that might be better. Okay. Woo! Well, that's kind of looking normal again. All right. Yeah. Okay. That was crazy. Let's see what we got here. I'm just trying to catch up with the guys' comments. Says I'm sending you some goodies in the mail tomorrow. I just got the Royal Road to Card Magic. It's awesome. Hey, cool. Well, I can't wait to see what you send me. That'd be really great. Thank you. Minnie says, message retracted. Interesting. Love looking at old magic books, how I learn magic, and magic shops. I miss magic shops. Fortunately, I have one that's only 10 minutes from my home, a hidden gem. Wow, is it Daytona Magic Shop? Just out of curiosity, because I used to go there as when I would go on vacation with my family. We would go to Florida, and that's where I would always go, is Daytona Magic Shop. It's pretty cool. I still have a coin gimmick from there that I got when I was quite young. Don says, I wish I had a magic shop in my area. Me too. The closest one I have is in Fort Worth called Magic Etc. And it is, Fort Worth, you think of Dallas, Fort Worth, you think of it being as like, just this, Dallas, Fort Worth is huge. Dallas, Fort Worth is larger. That land area that covers the Dallas, Fort Worth Metroplex is larger than most states. It's very large. Not most states, but many states combined. It's massive. And so Fort Worth, although relatively close in Texas terms, is about an hour and 40 minutes from me. So, it would take quite a while for me to pop over to that magic shop. I used to have two really close to me. In fact, I used to work at one just up the road in a city called McKinney, which is in North Dallas, or North Texas, rather. And I used to work there, and that was great. And I loved that. And they had to close the shop down, which made me very sad. And there was another place called the Queen of Hearts in Plano, Texas. And that was a pretty cool place too, in a downtown area. They sold costumes and makeup and had a desk in the back that sold all kinds of different magic stuff. And it was cool. But they closed down too, and they turned it into, well, it keeps changing hands and keeps turning into different restaurants and stuff. Kind of sad. It's hard to look at that and go, they used to be like, I have a lot of fun memories in there, and now it's just some hipster coffee shop or something. But oh well, life goes on. This is what I want to talk about that too, because I think this is now the new magic shop. I think this is the new magic shop, since all purchasing for magic has gone to online, or almost all purchasing for magic has gone online. Places like Penguin and Theory 11 Illusionist and Vanishing Ink and all these really great companies, it's gone online. And where do the people get together and hang out, though? live streams, channels, community pages. This is my magic shop in essence. I sell merchandise. This is the magic shop. It's what it is now. So thank you for coming to my magic shop. My grip keeps slipping. Yeah, it's tough, man. I'll post a Facebook after the stream. Please do. Please do. I want to see what you put up. Although it'll have to be tomorrow at some point because again, I can only be on for a short while longer. I've got to go ahead and pop off and go to bed because I got that. I got a friend who needs help tomorrow with. He's has a janitorial business and he is sanitizing office buildings, and he asked for my help. And yeah, thank you very much. I'm grateful for the work, and I get to spend some time with a friend, a couple hours. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. Not afraid of hard work. I've been accused of it, but it's not true. It reminds me of an old saying that's people who are self-employed are the only people who work 80 hours not to work 40 hours. Just Minnie says, no, Daytona is on the east side. I want to visit there. I live in the Gulf side. Merlin's Magic Shop even has a tiny theater, but there aren't many local magicians in the area, though I do own some old tricks from Daytona Magic Shop. Yeah, Daytona Magic Shop. You got to check it out. It's cool. It's a cool shop. I've been in there. You know, I can't remember his name right now. It's something Allen or Allen something. But he's the owner of Daytona Magic Shop, and I could probably find his name. Owner Daytona Magic Shop. Escaping me at the moment. Oh, what's his name? Oh my goodness. They said they started in the New Jersey area. That's crazy. I gotta find his name. Let me find his name. About Daytona Magic Shop. Well, I hear. No, I'm reading as quick as I can. Anyway, I met the guy. I met the guy who Harry. Maybe it's Harry Allen. I don't know. But I met the guy at the TAOM convention. He always comes every year and has a merch booth that he sets up and sells merch at. So, or almost every year. So I met him from there several times, and of course I've been there when I was a kid. But it's a cool place. It's a cool place. You should, if you're in the Florida area or anywhere near Florida, you should take yourself a trip down there. It's a pretty great place, and you know, patronage is good. You want to give those old magic shops your love because they need your love. They need it. It's the same reason both of the shops that I used to frequent and work at have shut down. They did not get enough foot traffic in, and not enough. As the owner of the magic shop that I used to work at used to say, you know, it's really hard to keep the doors open by selling ickle pickle nickel. How many ickle pickle nickel tricks do you need to sell to pay rent on a historic building in downtown? A lot. So it's very difficult, but they did a heck of a job at it for a number of years. They were the coolest magic shop I ever had been to, and I am very sad every day that they are no longer open. It makes me very sad. Let's talk about what I need to talk about real quick too. I'm going to just readdress this for anybody who's joining now or had joined after I'd said it, but big things are happening here at the Magic Minute. You know, my wife is about to give birth to our second child, and it's coming up really soon. Nobody knows what date, of course, but we have a guess of April 29th. And well, but could be any time. Could be any time. So I've been trying to create a roster of magic videos for Thursday's episodes just to go up and be scheduled. So you guys can just catch them as they are, going out. But it does mean that I will have a diminished presence on social media. Most likely you will not be seeing or hearing from me very much. But in that time, please continue to watch because it still helps. And the other thing you could really do is I would love to hear some more suggestions and ideas for videos you'd like me to make when I come back. I'm sitting on a couple of things. Since I have this abundance of time right now, I've been able to really think about the channel a lot and things I want to do. There might be a podcast coming. like a patron-only podcast, but with excerpts or clips on regular YouTube. That's a consideration, something I've been thinking about. I have some interviews coming up with some very interesting and exciting guests, which I can't wait to bring to you. That's going to be really fun and something really special. Been working on other formats or other things. I've been working on reviews, which you won't see any of those yet because I'm not quite happy with the quality of them yet. I haven't really hashed out that format yet. But once I do, we'll be doing some Magic reviews, which would be cool. I might do some vlogging content. You know, I've held off on that because I'm not really doing any shows right now. So it's pretty hard to show the behind the scenes of working as a magician at a gig and tips and tricks and stuff while on the job when I'm not on the job. So, but I'm intending that for that to come soon. Justin is being my hero by posting all of this wonderful stuff for me. Thank you, Justin. I can't wait till I can elevate you to a higher status here and I can get the robot to do all the grunt work. I don't want you to have to do all that hard stuff. Who do we else have popping on? Looks like, oh, it's here. I'm here to say hi. My internet is not so great, so I'm not staying. Well, thank you for coming to say hello. I'm glad you made it for just a brief minute. I hope you're doing well, and I look forward to interacting with you on the forum and all that kind of stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. So also, I don't know if did anybody catch my latest video, my public video with the rub-a-dub? Because I wanted to see what you guys thought about that. It's something I want to try to do on Friday's streams is kind of talk about answering questions or hearing your comments on Thursday's video. So if you guys have any questions or want to talk about the rub-a-dub at all, I'd love to chat about that. And maybe if you need some help, give you some help, give you some resources or the places you could look for more information on it. Anything you want to talk about, but I'd like to maybe have that as a follow-up every Friday, that we use that as part of the segment that we talk about. Don says, I have wondered if video games didn't hurt a lot of magic in hobby shops. I'm not blaming video games, just knows that kids don't do model cars or trains or magic anymore. I don't know. I don't know about that. Well, I'll give you an example. I have a neighbor just across the way. It's this lady and her two kids. They're from China, and they're learning English extremely well. They know English better than I know Chinese. And there's this really nice young man who comes over every once in a while, and he asks me about, he says he started watching the channel. So if you're watching, Brian, hello. Thank you for tuning in. I'm so glad to see you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on Tuesday. And he's got really interested in magic. He started watching the channel, and he watches what we're doing here, and thought it was really cool. He saw me filming outside one day and was wondering what I was up to, and I told him, and he went, "Oh wow, you're a magician? That's cool," and wanted to see the channel, and so he started following. So you know, he's a young man, and or kid. So he got into magic just by sharing a little bit of my excitement and my positivity about it. You can do that. I think a lot of the times it's just magicians are so rare. They're so rare. And the models that you have on television and film right now, in film, it's never been really great. I've never seen a movie about magicians that didn't paint magicians as criminals in some fashion, right? Even Now You See Me, they're doing the whole Robin Hood thing. Well, you know, yeah, you could argue moralistically, are they right or not, but they're still criminals. You know, if you steal money, you're a criminal. The Prestige. Whoa, don't get me started on The Prestige. The Illusionist, the guy frames the prince for murder. All kinds of stuff. Like, the magicians are never really painted in a very good light at all. We're all painted as some kind of like person you shouldn't cross, or megalomaniacs. And I never liked that. So, you know, I think if you just take the time, if people meet kids, you know, meet a real magician in person, a real magician who doesn't do it for their own ego, but loves to share joy and wonder with other people. That's the kind of magician that will get other kids really excited about magic and really generate that next generation of magicians. I always tell young magicians when I meet them, I used to meet them a lot, like in the restaurants and at shows and stuff, and they would ask me advice, and I said the single best advice I can give you for becoming a professional magician, if this is what you want to do as a job when you grow up, get a mentor in an entrepreneurial field. That's the best. I say that doesn't sound like really exciting knowledge, but let me tell you, it will shave years off your journey and a lot of heartache. So, but yeah, just sharing joy and the wonder and the excitement for it. I have a video coming out, not in this week, but in the week after, that I talk about that a little bit. This is one of those pre-filmed videos that I'm talked about during the stream, and I talk about that a little bit. I talk about how you can kind of spark some interest or joy in learning magic. So I think that you can. Oh my goodness. Legion says a quick flyby. Say hello before bed. 4:30 a.m. Legion, thank you for being here. My goodness, I would go to bed, man. But thanks for being here. I'm really glad you checked in. It makes me feel really good. Good to see you. Let's see. I wanted to. Oh yes, the coin magic looks very natural. I'm sure that was a response to something I was talking about. Sorry. Minnie had said I'd forgotten about the rub-a-dub trick until you showed it. Thanks. That is a good one. Yeah, rub-a-dub is pretty awesome. It's one of the best ways to vanish cards. I'll give you guys a little bonus here, okay, on the stream only. But here's another way to vanish a card: is you take the card like this, you squeeze, and it disappears. It's pretty cool, and it's not hard to do. Let me show you this. It's called the tent vanish. And the idea is you take the card, it disappears. All that's happening there, of course, is that you've got the card propped up on your thumb like this. Come over to take it. And you're basically doing a French drop with a whole playing card. You just let the card fall and then fake palming. And it disappears. Play with that. But those are two really, really great card vanishes that are not this back palm thing, which is just, it's never, don't do it close up. That's never meant to be a close up trick. That's for stage manipulation. So that's a whole other brand of magic and a whole other thing. If you want to get into that, great, and I'll be happy to talk to you a little bit about that. I don't know much about stage manipulation, but I know some of the effects from screwed around with it over the years, but that's not something you do close up. But the tent vanish you can, and it works great. Who else do we got on here tonight? We got Earl. Hey everybody, a little late to the party, but good to see everyone here. Good to see you too, Earl. Thanks for being here. Don says it doesn't help when your town won't let you busk. Yeah, no kidding. Busking is not allowed in Dallas, at least not yet. I'm going to try to change that. I'm going to try to leverage. So here's the thing. I'm both concerned and also extremely optimistic about what happens when we all come out on the other side of this world problem. I'm not going to say the word because I'll get flagged by YouTube or whatever. But everybody knows what's happening in the world right now. And on the other side of it, I've got some concerns about how quickly I'm going to get back to work. Being that that I work in a gig economy, how quickly after everything lifts will people be wanting to do shows and book me and have me come to things, and when does that get clicking again? I'm actually extremely optimistic about it as well, because everybody's been cooped up for a very long time and they all want to see each other. They all want to spend time together. I think it's going to be a prime time. And this is for Don, especially because I know Don does this and he went pro this year. What a heck of a time to do it, Don. But I think that there is a huge opportunity here when we come back out of this. I know that you're already doing some stream stuff. I've tried a couple of times. I've done this stuff on my Facebook page. I was almost booked for like 2 or 3 streaming shows and they fell through for various reasons. But there is interest out there for that. So if you are at all in the idea of marketing for that, you might consider it. I found that people do not want to pay full price for a stream, which I think stream should actually be more expensive because you're having to learn how to do a whole new thing in a very short amount of time, and to deliver a good product, it requires that you put more time and effort into this new technology and this learning all this stuff, and that'll cost more because you have to put more behind it instead of just doing your standard show. Anyway, other people aren't feeling that way about it. I could argue them on it, but anyway, that's a whole other story, a whole other conversation, probably for a patron post at some point. But people are going to want to get together. Restaurants, if you're looking for a restaurant gig, when restaurants start opening back up, yeah, they might be a little bit hurting with cash funds and flow and all that kind of stuff. So that might be kind of tough just jumping on them right. But if you time it right, I think that you're going to go, hey, back out to restaurants all the time now, and you want to be with that one that pops out, stands out. You want to bring people into your restaurant, start regaining some of that stuff. Look, I'm not going to cost you anything. I'm going to make you money by being here. So I think that's a really great opportunity. Of course, then there's also, just parties and events and people wanting to gather again. We're going to be it's going to be the 1920s, except for all the racism and stuff. So it'll be the good parts of the 1920s without all the bad, ugly societal stuff, and opiate dens. At least I hope not. But yeah, it's going to be a good time coming out of this, I think. And we all just need to hunker down, get through the next month or two, and then just hammer it away. Just go hard. Let's go ahead and catch up on all your comments. And then I think I should probably call it a night because I've got a very early morning tomorrow. Very early, comparatively. 8 o'clock's not early, but I have to get up earlier than that and then drive to a place about an hour away. So, making myself pretty, getting out of bed, all that kind of stuff is going to take me a little bit of time. Need to go to bed soon. It is, just about 11 o'clock here, so that's going to have to wrap up. But let's go ahead and read your comments before I go. Sorry, this is such a short one, guys. Legion says, don't knock me, but the vanishing card makes me smile. Unless I watch your tutorial 10 times and I'm still amazed. Hey, man, no, it's, it's not my move. The rubber dub vanish is not my move. It was invented like 1902 or something. We could trace it back to then. Not my move, but I'm glad that you enjoy the video, and I hope it's helpful. And it's really not that hard. It's all timing. I have a video coming out in a couple of weeks too, with a coin vanish that is all about the timing. I'm trying to take that mentor role more seriously. I've been doing a lot of tutorials, but I haven't been talking about the reasons or doing effects in a way that teaches a lesson. And so what I've been trying to do lately is with the rub-a-dub and with this coin vanish tutorial I have coming out soon, talking through why I'm teaching this particular trick and what you can learn from it beyond just the trick part. And so I'm hoping that that's going to work out the way that I imagine it will, and that you guys will get a lot of extra value. Instead of just learning a trick, you'll learn how to apply this knowledge to all of your magic, and I hope that's what happens. Minnie says younger magicians are more open to mentoring the younger generation, which I love. The older magicians not so much. It's because the older generation, and I've talked with Brian Brushwood about this at length. Him and I talked till probably like midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning about this, and it's what are the rules of magic? Like, whenever you become a magician, what's the magician's oath? And he posits that it's pretty loose in its interpretation, because practice, yes. Never reveal a secret, never repeat a trick. But how often do we break those rules? How often do magicians reveal a secret to then use that same mechanism to show an even deeper secret? Like, a perfect example would be something like silk to egg trick, where you tuck a silk in your handkerchief and then it turns into an egg, and then you go, oh yeah, but it's a plastic egg, right? And then you tell them the secret, you tell them how it works, even though that was amazing, it was a magic trick, you could have stopped there. You then showed them, And then you take it a step further and then turn that into a real egg. Whoa, right? But you reveal the secret to then show an even bigger secret, to mystify them with an even larger secret. So no, that rule doesn't apply. So no, that you can't say that always is an effect. You could also talk about the silly thing, which is, oh well, magicians never reveal their secrets. That's not true. Magicians reveal their secrets either for a price, always for either hiring at they'll either show their secrets when they're performing, or when they're teaching, or when they're selling a product, right? I mean, there's some kind of like, I don't think anybody in my generation thinks that other people believe that magic should be held on a pedestal for the people who can afford to buy all the fancy gimmicks and effects and stuff. That's why everything that I do in my channel is stuff that you gotta run to your house, and if you don't, it's real cheap and easy to get. I don't believe in this elitist version of magic. I don't. It's not how it works. It brings more people together. There are more magicians now performing than there ever have been, and that's because of the internet has actually helped open that up for lots of people to get interested and educated in magic, and it's much more accessible. And I think we're all doing a service, all YouTube magicians, not people exposing tricks, not people exposing how magic works, or going, hey, here's how Shin Lim did this card trick on AGT, or here's how you saw a lady in half, like, or here's how so-and-so sawed a lady in half on Ricky Lake. I'm dating myself, but on Geraldo Rivera, right? On Phil Donahue. I'm really dating myself. But yeah, it's not about that. You don't want to be exposing magic, but if people are coming to your channel, that your channel is meant to be a place for people to learn and to nurture growth in magic, which is what this channel strives to be, then yes, then you're okay to teach people and teach people, not expose it. Not to go, oh well, here's this thing, oh, and then and then that's it. No, you got to teach magic. You got to teach it. So I hope that's what I do on this channel. And yeah, well, so let's catch up. You guys have got some beautiful comments here. Nice vanish. I learned the back palm and the hand washing thing involving more. So I like those simple card vanish and the ring finger swap quick tricks over big showy tricks. Same Legion. Minnie says, yes, I think the simple tricks are the more exciting. I think the big showy tricks make people look like a show off and take away from the magic. Phil Donahue. Yeah. Phil Donahue. I give you, yeah. I loved his red glass. Sally Jesse Raphael. There you go. Guys, that's my time. I have to get going. It is late. I've got it. Well, it's late for today. Hopefully next stream we'll be doing some cool fancy stuff with the ornaments and the Streamlabs OBS and everything. It'll look really nice, and we'll get that tweaked and looking really good. But for tonight, I've got to call it because I've got an early morning. Thank you all so much for being here. It was wonderful spending time with each and every one of you. It's a highlight of my week to spend this time with you, and I can't wait till next week. And if anything changes, if the babies come in or came or whatever, there will be information posted on the Facebook fan page and probably in the community tab on YouTube. If you don't know, I'm also on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on the Magic Minute, and I'm also on Twitter, Magic Minute. I'm on a lot of different places, so you can check out my social media regarding this channel, and I'll have updates and pictures and stuff. Patrons, you guys will get, like, I'll give you some kind of early look at the baby, a little bit before everybody else. But yeah, that's what's going on. If you guys have any questions, you have anything you want me to talk about, anything you would like to see me do on this channel, your thoughts on stuff I brought up, like the podcast or the reviews or anything like that, I would really appreciate your feedback. The only way I know what you guys are going to like is if you tell me. So please leave me feedback about what you'd like to see and what you think about what I brought up here tonight, either in the comments down below. Leave a like on this video if you liked it. And I am so grateful to each and every one of you for showing up tonight. It's super cool. Meeting is adjourned. Good night, guys.